you don't know what DOS is, it's old. Here we go. Example 3. Determine the dimensions of the cylinder of maximum volume Okay, this question is a little bit trickier than the ones we've seen so far. So what I'm saying is here, I have a sphere. Easy for me to say. It's something like this. I'm looking for the largest cylinder that I can put in there.
So you can put into the sphere?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the other question's trivial. Okay, going the other way, because you're just going to say, well, as long as the radius equals the radius, that's the biggest. How are you? Okay, so what are we trying to maximize here? What are we trying to maximize here? Volume of what?
Cylinder.
Cylinders. And I recall from grade 9 what the volume of the cylinder would be?
Don't we have that just about pi r squared h?
Yes, you're right. Okay, so the volume for this is pi r squared h. So the volume of the cylinder now here's the trickiness for this here, okay? What else do we know that we've been given here? What else have we been given? The radius is 10. So what I'm saying here is my radius
Would that
of the sphere is 10. Okay? Now, because this is the thing that's a little bit tricky with this, because this is higher up in the middle, that's not going to necessarily be 10 there. It's not necessarily going to be 10 there, it's going to be a little bit shorter. Chris.
So then would it mean that like the diagonal of like the cylinder would be 20 then? Like from
From here to here, yes, it definitely would be. You're saying from here to here would be 20?
Yeah.
Yes.
So with that, can't we just do like base and height and like the radius?
And that's what that's exactly what we're going to do there, okay? So what Chris decided, he's calling that 20 is what he's calling that, okay? So we're going to say here, this is going to be, what's this distance here going to be then? I should keep that in green so you have a little bit different too. What's this distance here going to be? Nope, not necessarily. What are we going to call that?
D.
D or 2R, I'm going to call it. Okay, I'm going to call it R just because we have an R here, so I'll call that 2R. Okay, what am I going to call this? What's that? What are we calling that?
H.
H. And Chris, that was an awesome job seeing that as 20. Like that's what you need for this question. That's without that, this question is very, very difficult.
I'm just wondering, you put 2R, but why?
Well, because radius is only
Oh, right, sorry, yes.
right, because that's the radius of the can here. Okay. So what we're going to say then is, as Chris was saying, we have h squared plus 2r squared equals 20 squared. Okay, so Chris has given us an equation involving height and radius. What variable do you want to isolate here? It doesn't matter which one.
H.
H sounds good to me. Yeah. The only reason I might want to do r is because there's an r squared here and I can get an r squared there, so that might be easier. Okay, so either one will work. You get the same thing though. Okay, so I'm gonna call that h squared plus 4 r squared equals 400. 4r squared equals 400 minus h squared. R squared equals 100 minus h squared over 4. Is that right? Now, can someone other than Tori and Chris and Derek tell me why I didn't tell me what r was equal to? Why did I leave it at r squared? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, there's an r squared here, so I just left it as r squared. Okay, that's why I chose r squared this time. That's why I isolated r squared here. Okay. You could have done h as well and subbed it in, but this is probably going to be a little bit nicer to work with. Okay. Austin, since I appreciate your enthusiasm, can you sub that into my little equation, please? And tell me my volume equation. V equals.
V equals pi.
Yeah.
Brackets 100 minus h squared.
All right. Are we going to use? I wouldn't use product rule. I'd probably FOIL it all out. That's what I'm probably going to do. In fact, I'm going to stop the video right now and give you guys a chance to finish this one up. After I answer Haley's question, go ahead. Sorry? No, because this is r, you know what I mean? It's already r squared, so it's something r squared. Okay, I'm going to hit pause in the video. I want you guys to solve this. What you're doing is you're going to find v prime is equal to 0, and then solve for h. Okay? Tell them how you're feeling about the world. Okay, I'm going to hit pause there and ask you a personal question, okay? Well, I mean, quickly. No, I'm just joking. I got 20 minutes here. This is the last example. All right, James. I respect you as a computer programmer. Because of such things, you will find the derivative for me, please, right now. Go ahead. Let's start with this. You can do it. 100 pi derivative of that. Close, 100 pi. Because pi is just a number, right? So v prime is going to be 100 pi. Okay, same thing here. Pi h cubed over 4. That looks way too complicated. What's the derivative of h cubed? H squared. So it's just going to go minus 3 pi h squared over 4. Right? Because everything else is just a constant, so it's going to stay the same. Yeah. Hopefully that's feeling pretty good for most people. I hope. Good? Chris?
Good.
Of course, you may continue. Go ahead.
So since we have the derivative, we set v prime to 0.
Good.
And then with that, you multiply everything by 4 to get rid of that bracket.
Yeah.
Or the fraction.
Okay, so I'm going to call that 0 equals 400 pi minus 3 pi squared pi h squared. Good. Before I do any other algebra, what else looks awful to your eyes there? There's something that's burning a little bit in my retinas, and I shouldn't make fun because my brother just had retina surgery, okay? But there's something here that's burning my eyes when I look at that. What can I get rid of? Pi. I'm going to get rid of the pi right away, okay? So if you're looking at this question saying you don't like fractions and you don't like pi's, who couldn't like pi, but anyway. There you go. Okay. Now I'm hoping everyone hears. There's somebody at the back who shall remain nameless that said the algebra was tripping them up. This one algebra shouldn't be tripped up at this point, right? This should hopefully be doable, right? Okay, so I'm going to call that 3h squared equals 400. H squared is 400 over 3. H equals 20 over root 3. I can't do that. Is that the 11.55?
Yep.
Okay. That's your height. We also need our radius, which, and this is the problem with keeping it as r squared. But I'll do it anyway. It's going to be r squared equals 100 minus 400 over 3 over 4. Okay, which equals, I ended up getting that as what, 8 point something?
8.16. do you say largest because it's like the maximum volume?
Yes, sorry. Yeah, the largest volume is longer. And probably just not to scare people, if I just write this is 11.5 foot square, so 3.6 here. One thing just to mention here, I took the square root of h. I just used the positive root. That's because you can't have a negative height. Okay, so I put in there. That's the back. Please give me some respect. Class is almost over. Okay, so leave the phone, please. Thank you. Okay. And we're actually done. So after I yelled at you, we're done. Okay. So I'm going to write the homework on the board for today. Give you guys a chance to get practice up. If you don't have your textbook with you, you're left. I have the
Skylar Byers to the main office. Skylar Byers.
I have the PDF of the textbook I have on my computer, so you can copy down the question if you need to. Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, let's put the homework on the board. It might be a good thing. Homework.
You can take this.
Just for you guys.
I'm not too annoyed by it anymore. It's just awesome.
Fine.
Oh,
What is this I normally do?
yeah.
I do.
I thought that was more homework questions.
Oh, yeah, it's like-
They're all the same. They're all the same. Whatever way you like to read it as, you can read it. Okay.
I gotta look at this.
Sounds like you put that much.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my